to Learning New Testament Greek, and today we're going over Chapter 4, Exercises. All right, I believe the first one was conjugate the word fellow. Alright, so now I suggest when you conjugate any word, you lay out a chart that mimics the paradigm, because it's easier to learn it that way, because if you learn it the way you look it up, I think it's easier to learn it. Also, it kind of helps if you're good with spatial memory. But no, that works for me, and I recommend you do that as well. Alright, so let's lay out our chart. So how many persons are there? There are 3 persons. There are first persons, there are second persons, and there are third persons. There are singulars, verbs, and there are plural. What was our word? Our word is fellow. Alright, so we're going to write him off to the side. Fellow. So what's the stem of fellow? Well, if you remove the ending, you get thel. Thel is our stem. So now, first person singular, present active indicative. That's easy because I already gave it to you in the lexical form. So that one's a gimme. Fellow. Let's see how many times I misspell fellow. All right, fellow. What's our next ending? Fellow's our stem, and we add our ending, thales. Next up, thel is our stem, and now we add the third person singular ending, thale. Thel stem, thel, amen. Box him in, so you don't confuse thalamanthal. That would be a horrible word. Alright, so thalaman, second person plural, your stem, thel. That's right, ete. So, thelete. Wow, that's a horribly ugly theta, but what are we going to do? This is why you should write in pencil. So then you say, oh, wow, that's an ugly letter. You erase it and you do it right. Me, I'm chosen to do it marker because it shows up better in camera, but it also makes my mistakes permanent. Trade-off, I guess. Anyway, we need our stem, thel, and what's our third person plural ending? Usi. And remember, removable nu. So it could be thelusi or thelusin. Both are correct. Alright, let's go through and let's translate. That wasn't part of the exercise, but it is now. Thelo, I wish. Thales, you wish. Thale, he wishes. Thalaman, we wish. Thelete, y'all wish, or you plural wish. Thelusi, or thelusin, they wish. Now, you might be asking, with thele, how do you know it's he and not she? Well, that depends on the subject, because unlike Hebrew, or a couple other languages, Aramaic, things like that, verbs don't have gender. So the gender's determined by context. I don't recall if I said that earlier, but I'm saying it now. So that's why I'm choosing he, because there isn't a context. Now, if we had a sentence, Sally thele, then I would say, instead of Sally, he wishes, then it would be Sally, she wishes. Then in that case, the she would drop off because you had an expressed object, but we'll get there, don't worry. Okay, so that was the first portion. Conjugate thelo. For some reason, I always think of a Shakespearean play when I hear the word thelo. Okay, now, I've asked you to parse some words. Now, when we conjugate, we take a word and we put endings on it. When we parse, we take a word with an ending and we tell what it is. Alright, so our first word I asked us to parse was eke. eke. What is eke? Well, do you recognize the stem? Eke, that's from echo. So eke is a form of echo. So, when you parse a word, there's some information you need to put down. So, you can abbreviate, that's alright, as long as you're consistent with your abbreviations and you understand what they mean. Then we can abbreviate. So, what tense is it? That's the first thing we need to know is the tense. Well, I'm going to choose a different marker so we have a little color contrast here. It is a present tense. Now, what voice is it? Well, you only know one voice, so it's active. And then the mood, indicative. Now, PAI, that's oftentimes you'll see that abbreviated for present active indicative. So if you read PI verbs, they're present active indicative verbs. And just in case you ever see that. All right, present active indicative. Let's see. What order did I tell you to do that in? All right, tense, mood, voice, and gender, number, case. All right, person. What person is eke? Well, we can cheat and look up here and say, oh, a, that's third person, so it's third person. Is it singular or plural? Singular. So it's a present active indicative, third person, singular verb. Its lexical form is echo, and we translate it. No, we don't translate it you. We translate it he has. Why would I translate it you has? Probably because I'm thinking of something else. Anyway, so you want the tense, voice, mood, person, number, the lexical form, and translation. The correct translation, not the incorrect one. So he has. You has is wrong. And I don't know why I wrote that. Again, why you should be doing this in pencil. Alright, what was our next word that we had? Our next word was Grinhusen. Granusen. Okay, now that's quite a word. Do you recognize the stem? When you parse, the easiest thing to do is chop off the ending and see if you can find the stem. Sometimes it's easier said than done, but in this case it's not real bad, because you know usi is an ending, so crin. Do you know any words that sound like crin? You know crino. So crino is your root here, and usin. Alright, let's do this. So it's present, active, indicative. Later on, when you learn more verbs, this will become a little more involved process, but since you only know the one present active indicative verbs, and that's your only choice here. So it's a present active indicative. What person is it? Usen. What's the usen ending? It's a third person. Is it singular or plural? It's plural. And what's its lexical form? Its lexical form is crino. And it's translated they judge. So that's how you parse Granusi. Granusin, I'm sorry. Granusin. Okay, I'm going to move up here. I don't be running off the page. And our next word is legete. Legete. Alright. Can you see the stem? It's leg. What word do you know that stem is leg? Lego. Alright. So, it's present, active, indicative. What person is it? Second person. Very good. Singular or plural? Okay, it's plural. Should probably be adding more space to these than I do. In fact, later on, I'm going to supply you with a worksheet to help work through things. But not quite yet. I want you to suffer through having to remember all this stuff. It's good for you, trust me. Alright. What's its lexical form? Lego is its lexical form, and its translation is ete, so you loose. Now, this was a booger bear trying to type this up in my word processor for the book, because it said, don't you mean lose? No, loose. I want loose. And so I had all types of squiggly lines, and you probably don't care. Okay. So, legete, present active indicative, second person plural. Its lexical form is Lego, and it means you lose. Next up, we have bale. Bale. Alright, what's its tense? Present. Voice is active, and its mood, its indicative mood. What person is it? That's third person. That's very good. Third person, singular or plural? Singular. And what's its lexical form? Ballo. I always think I have too many lambdas in ballo and too few in thello. Just little idiosyncrasies, I guess. Ballo. And what does ballet mean? He throws. He throws. Swap out markers. I need a two-headed marker so I can just flip it over. Anyway. Alright. Next up we have a gammon. A gammon. That looks like a funny word. Alright. Take off the ending. You're left with the og stem. And ago is our word. So it's a present, active, indicative. What person is it? It is first person. Is singular or plural? Almond is a plural. Plural. And what is its lexical form? Ago. And what's it mean? We lead. Not we led, but we lead. Alright, one more. For now. Yeah, I'll be safe here. Gruff face. Gruff face. Do you see the stem? When I take off the ending, gruff. So it's from gruffo. So present, active, indicative. Ace is our ending. What number is ace? Ace is a second person. No, that's not number. It's singular. But the what person is ace. The ace ending is a second person. Now it's number. Number is singular. Its lexical form is gruffo, and it means, what's ace? You write. All right. And those are the exercises for chapter 4. If you'd like a little bit more challenge, perchance you could, here's one. I recommend you do this. You don't have to, but any practice is good, or as much practice as you can get is good. So if you'd like, if you don't feel like you've got this down real good and you want some more to do, go ahead and take your vocabulary list so far and conjugate all of them. conjugate the whole vocabulary list. That's what, 10 words? So you'd have 10 little charts like this, so 60 words all together. It's not impossible. In fact, it'll be good for you. And if you want to learn to parse and go back through and grab some at random and parse them. All right. Now, I used to do that in my lunch break when I was taking Greek. Anytime I get a break at work, they printed out these little timesheet things. I'd sit down and I'd start to write O, Ace, A, Amen, Et, Usia, and see how far I can get in my charts and remember everything. I recommend you do that. Just have a minute, just sit down and say, hey, I'm going to parse me and conjugate me some verbs. It doesn't have to be huge chunks of time set aside. In fact, just one here, one there, just a little bit throughout the day, and eventually you'll get it down. All right. That is, I believe this is the conclusion of Chapter 4, and next time we'll start up with Chapter 5.